My name is Ray Goins, and I spent a majority of my life in a prison cell.
Zero tolerance policies, which began in the 1990s, enforce strict punishment such as suspension or expulsion for a wide variety of behaviors, including even minor infractions. Black students experience these punishments at much higher rates than white students. This structure prepares Black youth for what comes next, our juvenile carceral system. Black youth are 4.7 times more likely to be placed in juvenile facilities than their white peers. 42% of youth placements are Black, even though Black youth make up only 15% of all youth in the United States. Our country's juvenile system often acts as a gateway to the prison system. It serves as the initial point of contact for Black youth, who are later arrested at rates over 5 times higher than their white peers. Although they make up only 2.35% of the county's population, they currently account for 13.4% of the county's jail population. These are not just indicators of injustice, they are clear evidence of a difficult life for Blacks in our valley. A life that is on a structural path to disappear them from our communities. We have to consider what happens to children who are set on this path. Where do they go? And how do their lives end up? Help us understand, where did this start? What was your beginning?
My beginning was asking for help at a state of my life when I was being physically abused by my mother's boyfriend.
Okay. And you needed help, you asked for help, and what was the outcome?
I was sent to juvenile hall.
All right, so I'm confused. How is that possible?
Well, when San Jose Police Department showed up at my house, they removed me from my house because I was obviously physically abused, and they took me to the Santa Clara County Children's Shelter. I was there for 2 days, and I was informed that because I was a ward of the state, that I could no longer be there, and they sent me to juvenile hall.
As a replacement for protecting you?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So this interaction with the police when they came to your home, that wasn't the first time, was it?
Nah, my first interaction with law enforcement was when I was in kindergarten, I believe, and I was arrested for stealing a bike, and I was handcuffed and brought back to my house.
So you were 5, 6 years old?
5, 6. I was in 5 or 6. I was in Del Roble Elementary School on the south side.
Okay, and they pick you up, and they put you in handcuffs?
They put me in handcuffs.
Put you in the back of a car?
Yes. They said that they're gonna give me their criminal experience.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I can see that this story is going to get more and more interesting as we go, because I'm lost in how that's a reality for any child. But that start is kind of telling. From there, what happened next? Where did you go?
My mother was a victim of domestic violence, and the police were called to our house. And me and my sisters were upstairs in a room upstairs. And while we were in the room, the police kicked in the door and put guns to our heads, asking us, was our dad in the room? And to this day, my sister is petrified of guns. Now, yeah, I remember holding my sisters. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ray, I'm sorry, man.
It's okay.
This is hard. It's hard to hear, even. So I know it's hard to live through again and to experience. And I'm sorry. So I'm going to ask you another question. Is there a such thing as a school to prison pipeline?
Absolutely. I'm living proof.
It sounds like it. Sounds like it. Are there other interactions when you were younger that kind of opened that door for you to go that way instead of another way?
I mean, law enforcement has always been something that we were raised that wasn't in our favor as black kids. From the time, from my earliest memories, I was always told that I was either going to die or go to prison. It's not from my community members. It was from watching TV and hearing statistics that you just wrote off. A little black boy born out of a rape to a 14-year-old single mother. It's like my life was predicated to do nothing but that.
I'm gonna take a little bit of a break here. I'm sorry. It's a lot, man. That is a lot. You've survived a lot, and you're still here with us. You know, as I do this work, and I learn more and more of our plight and how we get to where we are and why, I have to say it's no wonder. You do not have to wonder why it looks this way. Your treatment is the very same treatment, unfortunately, that a lot of other black children experience in this country, in this very county. It's no wonder. We're just going to break for a minute. We'll be right back. You never deserved any of this.
No. There's so, like, my story, like, to be quite honest, when I was in prison fighting to come home, and we had a private investigator, had to do a research on my family history, and everything that came out, my dad was a serial predator. My mom was allowed to be sex trafficked from here to Oregon to have me. Then when she brought us back, and when she called the DA's office and to try to report the rape, the DA's office told my mom there's nothing they could do because the statute of limitation had ran out. No one questioned the little 14-year-old girl who had a little black baby in Independence High School. No one questioned saying the daddy, the whereabouts, nothing. Like, this whole, my family's trajectory, though they're doing good now, but the pain that my family had to encounter, the memories that I've missed, such as wedding, all that shit, me having an opportunity to become a big brother that I wanted to for my little sisters, all that was obtainable, but nobody in the county cared. Nobody gave a fuck. Excuse my language. Nobody cared.
So then, your life, this was an on-ramp, right?
It was.
I mean, look at this, man. Look at where you started and what you went through can clearly be linked to where you're going. And some of it's got to be intentional. Some of it has to be based on the fact that you were a black child. No doubt about it.
100%.
I can tell you that very little, if any, had to do with you.
Yeah.
It was how you presented that had to matter more, because you were a child. You're placed on this on-ramp that's going nowhere but prison.
Prison. Even the school to prison pipeline. I remember going to school in the 4th grade, and I would bring blankets to make a pallet in the back of the class. And the teacher, I think her name was Miss Salisbury, he could let me sleep back there until his other students don't wake him up, and they would only wake me up for recess. I remember, yeah, like the whole school to prison pipeline. Like from there, I went to Shepherd, and that school was horrendous. And like my entire life, it didn't dawn on me until like 2 years ago, when I watched the graduation at Danzig College, that one of the reasons why I never graduated, because I'd never seen anyone graduate. So how can you aspire to do something you've never seen?
Yeah, what do you model?
Well, yeah, there was nothing for me to model. All of my elders were being, victimized by law enforcement. I was in the community that was based out of struggle and survival. Everybody around me was in struggle and survival mode. All of us were. We didn't have time to think and educate ourselves, because we're constantly in how do we make it to the next day, and how do we survive that day. By the time I was 8 years old, I wasn't a kid no more. I had to grow up fast, because my mom was 14 when she had me. I grew up watching a teenager turn into a young woman, and all those headaches. And here is my mom, and she's trying to get her needs met and get her, her man, her husband. But as a child, I don't know that. I know that you're putting him first. And then my creation, the way I came through my life, that's when that knowledge started kicking my ass. Because I was seeing and feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't you, it was your circumstances. How are you supposed to see all this and understand all this as a child?
No, you can't. It took me to being in prison. A lot of self-analyzing to realize what events in my life played a factor in me becoming the person I never want to become. I never wanted to go to the prison. I didn't want to grow up selling drugs. I wanted to be married with a white picket fence by the time I was 25, and I wanted to go to the Army. That was my life goal: the Army, NFL, or baseball. That's what I aspired: military or professional sports.
Okay.
And it went the other way.
So when it went the other way, was this your third strike in the system at 18? When did it go the other way?
It went the other way when my mom's boyfriend abused me and they threw me in juvenile hall. And then from that point forward, I've never been home. I haven't been freed until I was released from prison when I was 43.
So wait, I'm sorry, you went to juvenile hall at what age?
Like for child abuse, when I called, I was 14 or 15. I was 14.
Okay, and then
14.
From there, you went where?
From there, I went to juvenile hall. From there, I went to group homes. I went to Mary's group home in Santa Cruz.
Okay.
And that was ran by a bunch of white people.
Okay.
And they treated me like a little black slave. They treated me horrible. They treated my other white kids that were in our group home better than they treated me and my Mexican partners. They would treat us like we were a paycheck, because we were. That's all we were.
Right.
We were a paycheck, and those white people treat us like that.
So you go to this group home. You're about 14, 15 years old, and you're there for how long?
I was there, wasn't there long. I started rebelling. I started rebelling. And I remember calling the lady out of her name. I called her the B word.
Okay.
And she was like, well, I just kept calling her. And like, we're gonna take you back to juvenile hall. And I was like, I don't care. And then I stopped caring.
So you went back to juvenile hall after that?
Went back to juvenile hall, went back to Mary's group home once again. Lasted there, they put me in another home that was in a more rural part of Santa Cruz County. And that lady and her husband had me and somebody else in the house, and like their whole thing was just for us to clean the house, like we were little slaves. It's like that was their whole thing: clean and go to your room, clean and go to your room. So I rebelled. I'm saying they kicked me out of there, and then I went to another group home. I think I went to one in Vallejo. Went there, rebelled there, got kicked out of there. Then I went to another one, I rebelled, but I did go to one eventually that I remember was in juvenile hall, and a guy named Chili Willie. He's a Phi Beta Sigma. Chili Willie, that's his name. I forgot his last name. He was a juvenile hall counselor. They call him Chili Willie. And he was like, hey, youngster, why don't you tell me to send you to a group home called Unity Care? I said, yeah. He said, yeah. So I asked to send me to a group home called Unity Care. And I went to a Unity Care, and it was ran by people that looked like me. And I will say that when I was there, though it didn't turn out for the best of me, it was a different setting, and it felt more of a home setting.
Okay.
And then I got kicked out. They gave me chances though. Unity Care gave me many chances. Unity Care gave me so many chances.
Yeah.
They came and got me a lot. They came and got me a lot.
Okay.
Until they couldn't get me no more.
So,
Yeah.
you were in the system, the foster system, or the child care support system, in 3 counties.
Solano, Santa Clara, and Santa Cruz. Yeah.
And did you ever see a therapist?
Only in Unity Care.
Did anyone try to talk to you or understand you?
Oh, and the Bill Wilson Center.
Okay.
Those 2 spots.
Okay.
They tried Chuck to talk to me, and they knew the circumstances of how I came into this world.
Okay.
But if my superhero let me down, I don't trust nobody.
Okay.
At that point in my life.
Yeah.
If my mom doesn't love me, or I felt like she didn't love me, if I was disposable to her, I was a hurt child.
Okay. Yeah.
Still hurt.
It should, because we shouldn't do that kind of damage to children. And you've been through a lot, man. And so you spend all this time going back and forth in this system until one day the gates open up to a prison.
Yes. The first time I went to prison when I was 18 years old. So, let me clear myself.
I'm sorry. Here.
Yeah, let me clear myself. Yeah.
Hold on for a second. Here you go.
This is gonna be a whole. This story is not too emotional.
No problem.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay, so from 14 to 18, I was in wards of state, and when I turned 18, I finally got released from being in wards of state. I was free for 2 months, and I caught my first adult case at 18 years old. I was sent to prison for 4 years. And I never forget that when I was in juvenile hall, they used to tell us, you guys will graduate to the big house next door soon. And some of you guys will make it to prison, the big dogs. And that was something we aspired to. That was something that was that was a goal to be obtained.
So it changed from wanting to go to the Army to being a father, having a family, to going to prison, to the big house.
Big house.
With the big dogs.
The big dogs. It was a rite of passage. And it's not something that we all say, yeah, we want to do that. But it's also something like when we get there, our thought process had already put up the blocks to build towards that place.
Okay.
Unconsciously.
Okay.
So I tell people the biggest mistake with throwing kids in jail is once you throw somebody, a kid in jail, they lose that fear factor. Fear keeps you humble. Fear keeps you humble, keeps you from doing things. But once you handcuff us, in my instance, and you throw me in a cell, and I see that I'm in an environment with kids who are just like me, who are hurt, lost, and not wanted, we become a village of lost, harmed, and not wanted kids. And we lose that fear because juvenile hall to me became a second home. So when I was 18, I got released from my second home, and I had no thought about changing who I was or how I proceeded in life, because that's all I had did since I started that process. And I went to prison for 4 years. And in that 4-year span, I went from going from fire camp, which is the best thing you could do in prison, the lowest security there is in prison, where you're fighting forest fires, to becoming a level 4 inmate on the worst prison yard in California. And going from having no points to paroling from CDCR for 187 points in a 4-year span, or 3.5 years, but I maxed out. Then when I got to High Desert, I made it to level 4. I was 20 years old, not paroled. That fear of being around lifers, that fear of seeing people get murdered in front of you, that fear of getting shot with a Glock gun or the Mini 14, that's gone. Now that I'm older, I realize it wasn't a fear that I got over. It's I lost the value of my own life, and my self-value didn't matter. So freedom didn't mean nothing to me, because I was happy being in prison or dead, because the choices I made in life, those were the only 2 outcomes.
Were those your choices, though?
There were choices that were pushed on me, that were tailored for me. It's like a river. A river doesn't really have a choice of a flow. It's given a direction, it just flows, and that's the direction that my life was pointed towards. And like a river, I flowed with it, and it was a rough river, but like a good kayaker, I navigated it. Now my river is smooth and it's pristine, but because people are helping me change the flow and the direction that river's flowing. So it was a direction I was pointed in.
Okay, all right. So there's promise to this.
Yes.
This is a person I know and met, by the way. Okay.
Yes.
So you go into prison roughly 18. You come out when?
I go to prison when I was 18. I paroled when I was 21. I paroled from 21 when I was from High Desert. I paroled in 2022. So I was 21, about to turn 22. And I was back in jail 3 months later.
So you were paroled in 2002.
2002.
Okay.
And I was in jail 3 months later.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not even gonna guess why, because you're on this rocky river. And this was the flow that you knew
Flow.
to go with.
It was no that yeah. It things when I went to prison, I had no. When I went to prison, I want to say this. When I came home from prison when I was 21, I thought things had changed for me in the environment within my house, as far as love and support. But my mom was only 14 years older than I was. So at 22, she was only 36. In her eyes, I'm a grown-ass man that could take care of himself. In my eyes, you're my mom. I need your help. She didn't. The streets called, and she let me answer the phone. And she told me to go back to what you know. Been not so many words. Like I said, I was only out for 3 months, so I went back to prison.
Okay.
I went to prison for 32 months. I went to Pelican Bay. They sent me to Pelican Bay. I was on both B and A yard. While I was there, I got to meet some brothers from different generations. I got to experience and see things. But most importantly, I got to experience racism at an all-time high from correctional staff. Yeah, so I went to Pelican Bay. I was there for 32 months, and then I came home thinking that maybe things at home would change and I'll have some support, because my mom was all I had. I have a big family. I got a humongous family, but my family's fractured. Nobody talks to nobody. It had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with my dad, about my biological father.
Okay.
So my mom kicked me out again, and I didn't know nothing else.
Okay.
And I committed an act. I committed a crime. Out of desperation, I robbed somebody that sold drugs. And I remember before we went in to the residence, I told my friends that I didn't want no drugs. I just want the money, because I need to provide for myself. I need to get me an apartment somewhere to stay. I have nowhere to go. And while I was still waiting for my enrollment for San Jose City College to pop up, because I had already enrolled in City College, I had started the process of change. It just wasn't coming quick enough for me.
Okay.
I wanted to change. I didn't have the support to change.
Okay.
So I committed my crime, got away with it for 6 months. I was arrested 6 months later, and I sent to prison for 28 years. And what hurts the most is I had changed. I had finally changed my life when they got me.
So you went to prison for how many years?
I got sentenced to a 28-year sentence.
For robbing a drug dealer?
Home invasion robbery, yep.
But you were robbing a drug dealer?
The drug dealers, yep.
What happened to the drug dealer?
They got leniency to tell him he my co-defendant. They got their cases dropped. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you served that 20 years and 28 years?
I served out of 28, I served 18. I served 2 months shy of 18 years.
Okay. What was that like?
Imagine not sleeping for 18 years. Imagine never getting your REM sleep, because you have to be prepared to wake up to fight for your life at any moment. Imagine going to the yard and watching people get murdered. You have to laugh because that's the environment you're in. But inside, there's nothing you can do. And you gotta tailor your life to survive and not to become a victim. Imagine the worst state of oppression that you could imagine, and being treated less than a stray animal because nobody cares about you. And the staff there make sure you know about it every chance they get. Imagine having to fight and risk at times your release date, your safety, or your property, all because you're asking for some toilet paper to wipe your butt. That's my reality. That was my reality. When I speak to people about my time when I was in prison or about other people that have been in prison, I always say we, us, because I'm free now, but I've been an inmate longer than I've been free.
I gotta tell you, man, that's my worst nightmare. As a black man in this country, you know, I'm always afraid that if I go left instead of right, and then I end up in the wrong place, and then that's my life. Yeah.
It's facts. In prison, all you see is blacks. All you see is blacks and Mexicans and others. Which others in prison are Pacific Islanders and Asians, and people from other regions that's not black or Mexican. Mm. That's all you see. That's all you see in prison. I've been on prison yards where there's 3 generations of families, where the grandpa, the dad, and the son is all in the same yard. I know a guy who met his son. He didn't even know he had on the same prison yard. Mm. So when they say it's not systemic, when they say it's not impacting the communities of color, the black community in prison is an example that exists. The black community in prison is full of men left behind, fatherless fathers. Now their kids have to raise their kids, I'm saying, through mail. The prison, Chuck, there's so many levels to it. It's messed up. Like I tell everybody, society supposedly sends the worst of their population to a place in hopes that they become better when they come back out there,
That's what we think.
That's what you think. But prison does the complete opposite of it. They don't foster growth. You have to foster growth within yourself. If you don't foster growth, you will go and continue down the same path that got you there, because at the end of the day, you are nothing more than a dollar sign. You are a stock to be traded. Mm. And that's, if you look at the rules and regulations within the CDCR guidelines, before they pass them, they take the stockholders' consideration into the rules. And that's when I realized, like, a stockholder, so I'm a stock. Mm. Oh, so this is real. This is really a business.
Yeah.
This is really a business.
Like a livestock.
Yeah.
Did you have a job in prison?
Oh, well, I had jobs in prison. But the jobs in prison, despite what people tell you, they make you work for free. They don't pay you. They make you, they put your life, they'll make you go clean a cell that's full of blood for free. And you don't get the training, you don't get the hazmat material, you don't get the N95 mask. They'll tell you go in that inmate cell and clean it, and there's blood everywhere. Mm. And you're doing it for free. And
so, yeah. Was there supposed to be pay?
No, so the way CDCR is set up is, when you get there, you have different privilege groups, A2B, A21. A21 are those individuals that are going to education, trade, or have a job. And because you're A1A, you get to spend more money in canteen, you get certain privileges, more yard, right? So they try to incentivize it, and they put people there on A1A status. But for the majority of the population in prison, nobody gets paid. If there's a group of 10 of us, maybe 4 have a pay number. And out that 4 pay numbers, the most will probably be 8 cents an hour.
Okay.
Then, if you owe restitution, they take 55% of that.
Okay. All right. So, by definition, this is the carceral slave trade.
Absolutely. Oh, definitely. It's called prison. They have an industry called the Prison Industry Authority, PIA, which they pay the inmates a little better wage than the inmates in the rest of the yard. But those inmates is making the prison. They're cleaning hospital gowns. They're cleaning. They're making textiles. They're making soap. They're making glasses. They're making eyewear. They're making shoes. They're making milk for cows. They're making food. I'm saying they're making the PIA, the Prison Industry Authority, multi-millions. Everything in CDCR is about cash. We can't. The packages we buy, the packages our family buy for us on a quarterly basis, we have to go through a CDCR approved vendor. And the CDCR approved vendor, I'm saying, no one knows how that goes.
Yeah. That's instant price fixing.
Yeah.
I'm certain.
Yeah.
I know how that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what are they paying though? It's less.
They're paying
a little
less
bit
than
more than 8 cents an
Oh
hour?
no, so Prison Industry Authority, if you're lucky, you get $1 an hour.
Okay, $1 an hour.
If you're lucky.
And then you get to also buy those products for an inflated cost.
Inflated cost.
So that $1 an hour has really got the value of maybe 25 cents?
Oh no, less than that, because you gotta think, hypothetically, if I had a job in there and they pay me $1 an hour, but that $1, the state of California wants 55% of it.
Oh.
It's called restitution.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, so we're back down to nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that's not funny, but that is so sad.
That's the reality. And
Wow.
for a lot of people in prison, they create a I want to say cesspool, but they create an environment of survival where most guys are in prison because they were already in survival mode and did something out of survival mode in which sent them to prison. Now you're putting a bunch of guys that are always in survival mode and do anything more in survival mode because you're not offering them nothing. And the basic necessities that basic humans get in life, like toothpaste, deodorant, toilet paper, right? Warm water, warm food, is not so easily attainable as you would think.
Okay. All right. So this is harsh. This life that you are given is harsh. And by the way, this slave trade has existed in our prison system since slavery ended in this country. As a matter of fact, at the abolition of slavery, prison populations for blacks skyrocketed immediately. It was an instant transformation from free black to enslaved, prison enslaved person again. So it never changed. The systems are this way across the country.
Yeah, they have a provision in the 13th Amendment which says slavery is prohibited unless convicted of a felon. So the 13th Amendment, though slavery is prohibited it's not slavery was never banned. Because if it was banned, there would be no prohibition. I'm saying no clause in the 13th Amendment to allow it.
Yeah.
It just creates a different kind of
And in
slavery.
our state just recently, we actually voted to continue our carceral slave trade in our state just recently.
Yeah, Proposition 6.
Yeah, just recently. Knowing the word slavery was in the proposition language. And we as a community said we would like to continue slavery in our state. All right. So you go through what is a nightmare for any human is a nightmare, period. Race does not matter. Any human, this is a nightmare. And you are crushed, you are beaten down, but something in you, when you were released, rose from those ashes.
When I started changing in prison, and I realized that I wasn't as dumb as my education told me I was, and I started working on myself, self-analyzing myself, trying to answer the questions of how did I become who I became. And I met somebody special who pushed me over the edge for that change. I started changing and blossoming when I was in prison, preparing myself for the day when I could come home and help people realize that there are a lot of people like me in prison. And at the end of it, at the core of it, we're all good people. We're just, a lot of us are given circumstances in life that the majority of society couldn't encounter, I guess, couldn't even function. Like, how I'm a byproduct of a rape. I'm saying, I asked for help. I rose my hand, called 911, and said, save me, I'm being abused. Help me, I'm a little black boy, help me. And because I asked for help from law enforcement, I get thrown in jail.
So you said something just now. Actually, I want to key in on that.
Yeah.
Someone changed your perspective.
Yes.
Who was that?
My wife, Ray Goins.
She's beautiful, isn't she?
Yes. Mother of my child. Yes.
Tell me
Changed
about her.
She's the first person in my life that ever came in my life and gave me unconditional love.
Love.
Love. Love me for me.
Is that what you were waiting for?
To be loved. I didn't know what that felt like. All I know is anger.
Yeah.
All I know is hurt. All I know is you're never gonna be shit. All I know is the negative things in life. That's all I know.
That's it?
That's all I knew.
Wow.
So.
And that?
Yeah.
That brought you, she brought you back from that childhood?
She brought me back. She changed my whole life. She changed my perspective on things. She gave me a moral compass in which I could live by. She gave me something to aspire to, someone to aspire to become, someone who I want to make proud, because I know I met her while I was in prison, and I know the things that she may be hearing about dating a man in prison. And I wanted to change so that when I came home, I make her proud. To show you, like, yeah, it was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it. I mean, everything I told you.
Yeah. I saw something else recently that was worth it.
My son, Santino Ray Goins.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah. She's given me, with that woman, she taught me what it felt like to have a balance in life, equal. She used to make me feel free, even though I was stuck in a cage. Because I know she was free, and I was always with her. We overcame obstacles from the time we first met, and with her, we overcame one obstacle after another obstacle after another obstacle after another obstacle, where we end up winning our way home and beating CDCR and the system and winning my way home. I still should be in prison until 2029. If the district attorney had their way, as they advocated so passionately, me being released wasn't the best thing for society. I was better kept to be in prison. And I would love to ask them, do you still feel that way?
Was your labor more valuable than your humanity to them?
It had to be. Or maybe the conviction and their pride was more important than human life. Because they fought tooth and nail to keep me in prison. They put 4 district attorneys on my case to keep me in prison.
Wow.
They keep me in prison. You can't, if I think about it, their actions, had they had their way, I wouldn't have my son. I wouldn't have created the next generation for my family to help fix the aches and pains that I come from, the generation of failures that I come from. I wouldn't be able to help the community that I've been able to help in the ways I've helped. I wouldn't been able to have got the education I got from Danvers College. I wouldn't have got the job I got, the career I have. For them, I was best suited as an inmate in a cell, working for free with my life constantly on the line. They don't value life. They didn't value my life. That's so hard to overcome because I've always felt like not having self-value is something that's new to me. Having self-value is something that's new to me. Being seen is something new to me. I'm so used to wearing CDCR clothes. I've been tortured in prison. It's called potty watch. If anyone wants to know, look it up. And I have nothing in me. I volunteered to go get x-rayed because I had nothing in me. And they'd rather keep me in a cell shackled continuously for 3 days straight. It's my legs like a slave off a ship. No BS for 3 days straight. With tape all on my wrist, my hands in bags, on the floor, just like this. No pillow, nothing. For 3 days straight. I didn't have nothing in me. I didn't have nothing in me. I told them to send me to x-rays, which they could do. They'd rather I do that. Yeah, so it.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So that's, that would break most people. This pattern that we call the school to prison pipeline is real. It is an actual thing, and it is currently in play as it has been for generations. Our carceral slave trade system emerged when we ended slavery in this country. And it has been our lives. It has supplied labor to systems that are illegitimate from that time forward. It's taken your labor in exchange for your humanity. We have to change these systems. Not just because black people suffer, but let's be honest, everybody in prison is suffering.
Yeah.
And what are we getting for this investment? Nothing.
No.
We're crushing human spirit.
You're stealing generations of hope.
Yeah. Let's just think about that. This is Chuck Cantrell here with Ray Goins, and this is Dying to Stay Here.